The history of psychedelics is deeply intertwined with the history of humanity itself. Long before the advent of modern science, our ancestors experimented with these mind-altering substances, incorporating them into their rituals, healing practices, and spiritual beliefs. From the Amazon rainforest to the African savanna, evidence suggests that ancient cultures around the world recognized the power of these substances to induce altered states of consciousness. These early explorers of the mind ventured into uncharted territories of perception and awareness, seeking profound experiences and a deeper connection to the natural world. Central to the ancient use of psychedelics was the figure of the shaman, a spiritual guide who acted as a conduit between the physical and spiritual worlds. Shamans possessed deep knowledge of psychoactive plants and their effects, using them to enter altered states of consciousness, communicate with spirits, and perform healing rituals. They were the keepers of ancient wisdom, guiding their communities through the mysteries of life and death with the aid of these powerful substances. While ancient cultures embraced psychedelics as integral to their spiritual practices, the Western world remained largely unaware of their existence for centuries. It wasn't until the 20th century that these powerful substances began to emerge from the shadows, sparking a cultural revolution that would challenge conventional thinking and reshape our understanding of the mind. The rediscovery of psychedelics in the West can be attributed to a confluence of factors, including advancements in chemistry, the burgeoning field of psychology, and a growing countercultural movement seeking alternative ways of experiencing reality. The story of psychedelics in the modern era begins with a chance encounter, a serendipitous discovery that would forever alter the landscape of human consciousness. In 1938, in the midst of his research at Sandoz laboratories in Switzerland, chemist Albert Hofmann stumbled upon a molecule that would become synonymous with the psychedelic experience, lysergic acid diethylamide, or LSD. Unbeknownst to Hofmann, his creation would ignite a cultural revolution, challenge conventional notions of reality, and unlock new frontiers in our understanding of the mind. Hofmann's initial encounter with LSD was purely accidental. While synthesizing compounds from ergot, a fungus that grows on rye, he inadvertently ingested a small amount of the substance. What followed was an experience that would forever change his life and launch LSD into the annals of history. April 19, 1943, would forever be etched in the annals of psychedelic history as Bicycle Day, commemorating Hofmann's legendary first intentional LSD trip. Determined to unravel the mysteries of this potent substance, Hofmann decided to intentionally ingest a larger dose of LSD, carefully recording his experiences. As the effects began to take hold, he realized that he had underestimated the potency of his creation. Overwhelmed by the intensity of the experience, Hofmann decided to leave his laboratory and make his way home. However, the world outside had transformed into a surreal and disorienting landscape. Colors appeared more vivid, objects seemed to breathe and pulsate with life, and time itself seemed to melt away. With each passing moment, the boundaries between reality and hallucination blurred, transporting Hofmann further into the depths of his own consciousness. Following Hofmann's groundbreaking discovery, LSD quickly captured the attention of the scientific community. Researchers recognized its potential as a tool for exploring the complexities of the human mind and unlocking the mysteries of consciousness. Psychiatrists saw promise in its ability to treat a range of mental health conditions, including anxiety, depression, and addiction. A wave of research and experimentation swept through universities and hospitals, fueled by the hope that LSD could revolutionize our understanding of the brain and lead to new treatments for previously intractable conditions. Word of LSD's mind-altering effects spread beyond the confines of academia, infiltrating the burgeoning counterculture movement of the 1960s. Artists, writers, and musicians embraced LSD as a source of inspiration, incorporating its psychedelic imagery and themes of altered consciousness into their work. Despite its initial promise as a potential therapeutic tool and catalyst for personal growth, LSD's journey into the mainstream was short-lived. The same properties that made LSD so captivating, its ability to alter perception, challenge conventional thinking, and dissolve boundaries, also made it a target of fear and misunderstanding. As its popularity soared, so too did anxieties about its potential for abuse and its association with the counterculture movement, which was seen by many as a threat to traditional values and social stability. Amidst growing public concern and pressure from law enforcement, governments around the world began to crack down on LSD use. In 1966, LSD was criminalized in the United States, effectively ending its use in research and driving it underground. As the 1960s unfolded, a potent mix of social change, spiritual seeking, and psychedelic exploration swept across America. Within this cultural ferment, a unique group emerged in the sunny climes of Southern California, one that would become synonymous with the psychedelic movement, the Brotherhood of Eternal Love. More than just a group of psychedelic enthusiasts, the Brotherhood sought to merge the spiritual awakening they experienced through LSD with a commitment to peace, love, and a countercultural lifestyle. The Brotherhood's origins can be traced back to a group of surfers and spiritual seekers drawn to the burgeoning bohemian scene in Laguna Beach. Initially a small band of friends united by their shared love of surfing, they soon embraced LSD as a sacrament, a key to unlocking higher consciousness and connecting with a deeper reality. Their early experiences with LSD solidified their belief in its transformative power, not just for individual growth, but for societal transformation as well. Central to the Brotherhood's mission was the production and distribution of high-quality LSD. Believing that access to pure LSD was essential for unlocking its spiritual and transformative potential, they established a sophisticated operation to manufacture and distribute their own brand of the psychedelic substance, which they dubbed Orange Sunshine. This potent concoction, often distributed in the form of small orange tablets, became legendary within the counterculture, a symbol of the Brotherhood's commitment to quality and their evangelical zeal in spreading the psychedelic gospel. The Brotherhood's operation extended far beyond the borders of Southern California. Leveraging their connections within the burgeoning drug trade, they established smuggling routes that spanned the globe, importing raw materials from Europe and Asia, and distributing their Orange Sunshine to a growing network of distributors and consumers. Their reach was vast, their influence undeniable. Operating outside the bounds of legality came with inherent risks. The Brotherhood, despite their idealism, were not immune to the dangers of the drug trade. They engaged in elaborate smuggling operations, utilizing hidden compartments in vehicles and even chartering private planes to transport their psychedelic cargo. Their exploits, often daring and audacious, read like something out of a Hollywood screenplay, blurring the lines between fact and fiction. Law enforcement agencies, alarmed by the growing popularity of LSD and the counterculture movement it fueled, began to take notice of the Brotherhood's activities. The group's growing wealth, their connections to international drug trafficking networks, and their unabashed advocacy for psychedelic use made them a prime target for law enforcement agencies eager to crack down on the burgeoning drug culture. The constant pressure of evading law enforcement began to take its toll on the Brotherhood. Paranoia and suspicion festered within their ranks. The once unbreakable bonds of brotherhood began to fray under the weight of secrecy, legal threats, and the ever-present danger of infiltration. Internal disputes arose over the group's direction, with some members advocating for a more radical approach and others urging caution in the face of increasing scrutiny. The narrative of psychedelics takes an intriguing turn as we shift our focus to a figure far removed from the sun-drenched beaches of California and the free-spirited ethos of the Brotherhood of Eternal Love. Enter William Leonard Pickard, a man whose life and work would become deeply intertwined with the fate of psychedelics, not as a countercultural icon or spiritual seeker, but as a brilliant chemist, a shadowy figure operating in the clandestine world of illicit drug production, and ultimately a symbol of the ongoing debate surrounding these powerful substances. Born in 1945, Pickard's early life gave little hint of the path that lay ahead. Raised in a devoutly religious family, he displayed an early aptitude for science and a thirst for knowledge that would shape his trajectory. His academic journey led him to Harvard University, where he immersed himself in the world of chemistry, excelling in his studies and earning a reputation as a brilliant and meticulous researcher. The precise circumstances surrounding Pickard's entry into the clandestine world of psychedelic production remain shrouded in mystery, a testament to the secretive nature of his work and the legal ramifications that followed. Some speculate that his interest in psychedelics stemmed from a personal fascination with their potential to explore consciousness, while others believe he was driven by a desire to make these substances available to those seeking spiritual enlightenment or therapeutic benefits. Whatever his motivations, Pickard's expertise in chemistry made him a valuable asset in the illicit drug trade. He possessed the knowledge, skills, and meticulous nature required to synthesize large quantities of high-quality psychedelics, including LSD, MDMA, and other substances. He became known within certain circles as a chemist of exceptional talent, capable of producing psychedelics of unparalleled purity and potency. The year 2000 marked a turning point in the history of psychedelics, not with a groundbreaking scientific discovery or a surge in countercultural exploration, but with a major drug bust that sent shockwaves through the psychedelic community and beyond. In an isolated missile silo in Kansas, a location seemingly ripped from the pages of a spy thriller, authorities uncovered a massive clandestine laboratory capable of producing staggering quantities of LSD. At the heart of this operation was none other than William Leonard Pickard, the elusive chemist whose expertise had fueled the psychedelic underground for years. The raid on the Kansas missile silo was the culmination of a lengthy investigation by the Drug Enforcement Administration, one that spanned continents and involved undercover agents, informants, and meticulous surveillance. The sheer scale of the operation stunned authorities, who seized millions of doses of LSD, along with precursor chemicals and equipment capable of producing even larger quantities of the psychedelic substance. Following a high-profile trial that captivated the nation and rekindled the debate surrounding psychedelics, Pickard was found guilty of conspiracy to manufacture and distribute LSD and sentenced to 2 life terms in prison. The severity of the sentence, even for a non-violent offense, sparked outrage among Pickard's supporters and fueled accusations of government overreach. They argued that the punishment did not fit the crime, that Pickard's actions, while illegal, were motivated by a desire to provide access to a substance they believed could benefit humanity. Despite his imprisonment, Pickard remained a figure of fascination and controversy within the psychedelic community and beyond. He continued to correspond with supporters from his prison cell, sharing his thoughts on psychedelics, spirituality, and the need for criminal justice reform. His writings, often philosophical and infused with a deep sense of humanity, painted a complex portrait of a man who defied easy categorization, a brilliant chemist whose life and work became inextricably intertwined with the ongoing debate surrounding psychedelics. The dawn of the 21st century witnessed a gradual yet significant shift in the perception and approach towards psychedelics. The once taboo topic, relegated to the shadows of counterculture and illicit drug use, began to re-emerge into the light of scientific inquiry. Researchers, driven by a renewed curiosity and a growing body of anecdotal evidence, sought to unravel the complexities of these substances, to separate the myths and misconceptions from the scientific realities, and to explore their potential therapeutic applications. This resurgence of interest in psychedelics was fueled in part by advancements in neuroscience and imaging technology, which allowed scientists to peer into the brain and observe the intricate workings of consciousness in unprecedented detail. Armed with these powerful tools, researchers could begin to unravel the neurological mechanisms by which psychedelics exert their effects, mapping their interactions with receptors in the brain, and shedding light on their potential to alter perception, emotion, and thought. As research into psychedelics progressed, a new paradigm began to emerge, one that challenged conventional approaches to mental health treatment and offered a glimmer of hope for those struggling with conditions that had long resisted traditional therapies. Scientists discovered that psychedelics, in carefully controlled doses and settings, could facilitate profound psychological breakthroughs, allowing individuals to confront deep-seated traumas, reframe negative thought patterns, and experience a renewed sense of connection and well-being. One of the key mechanisms by which psychedelics appear to exert their therapeutic effects is by temporarily disrupting the activity of the default mode network, a network of brain regions associated with self-referential thinking, rumination, and a sense of separateness. By quieting the default mode network, psychedelics seem to create a state of heightened interconnectedness, allowing individuals to access previously hidden aspects of themselves and experience a sense of unity with the universe. The story of psychedelics is far from over. As we stand at the intersection of scientific exploration, cultural shifts, and evolving societal norms, the journey into the depths of consciousness continues, fraught with challenges, ethical considerations, and the enduring allure of the unknown. The path ahead requires careful navigation, a delicate balancing act between harnessing the therapeutic potential of these powerful substances while acknowledging the risks and respecting their sacred origins. One of the key challenges facing the future of psychedelics is the need to strike a balance between accessibility and responsible use. As the therapeutic potential of these substances becomes increasingly apparent, it is crucial to ensure that access is not limited to a privileged few, while also guarding against the dangers of overuse, exploitation, and the commodification of these sacred medicines.